I actually follow you on Facebook and shit. I think you're an idiot.
Okay,
Yeah.
I love speaking to people who think I'm an idiot.
That's cool.
Okay, let's have a chat. So,
Go on.
are you? Which part of me is an idiot?
Well, I think you are just full of shit. Like you misinformation. You.
Like what?
I don't know. Well, I haven't been like following you recently. I had to stop. It was bad for my mental health.
What made you stop? Which thing exactly that I said made you stop watching me?
So I think it was a few months ago.
How'd you find lockdown? Let's talk person to person, human to human. Don't we
I'm
all?
interested in talking to you.
Why not?
Because you're a fascist.
Okay, what makes me a fascist?
You're far right. I'm not interested in talking to you.
What makes me far right?
I'm not interested in talking to you.
Hitler wouldn't have wanted me on board. I come from an ultra orthodox.
But we're not in the days of Hitler no more. Like fascism looks very different today.
Okay, so does fascism? What does fascism look like today?
Oh, well, that's a big question. I mean, it's just like very more discreet and it's not so overt like Hitler would have said, you know, like if you're not blue-eyed and fair-haired, like you can't get away with that shit these days. So that's what I'm saying.
Well, that's not true. There's a lot of people that do say that, and they are fascists, and that's why they hate me.
Yeah, but there's also a lot of like, you know, right-wing people with fascist ideas that
Like what? Like what ideas?
Well, like, I don't fucking know.
Everywhere he goes, he does the same shit.
What have I done today?
Being a dumb cunt.
But that's no way to speak to a person of colour.
What do you think of the lockdown protests that are still going on?
Why not?
Oh, because we're not in lockdown anymore.
So why are they not allowed to protest? Why'd you tell her I'm far right? A racist now.
Everybody knows that.
Can you stop throwing your white privilege around?
Yeah, anyway.
I would never attend a lockdown protest because it's unsafe.
Did you go to Black Lives Matter one?
Well, that was before we had. Well, yes, I did, but that was before we were in lockdown.
No, we were still. There were still restrictions. It was illegal to protest. There was 4 cases on the day of.
No. There actually hasn't been any cases from that.
No, you didn't hear what I said. There were 4 cases, new cases on the day of the Black Lives Matter. I didn't say it came from there. There were 4 new on the day of the lockdown this week on Tuesday, where they pepper sprayed the crowd. There was 0 cases for 4 days prior to, and there was a lot more active cases at the time of the Black Lives Matter protests, and we weren't even testing as much.
The difference is like the causes of those protests are actually quite different. So
does that matter?
Yes, absolutely.
The cause matters.
Obviously.
Please don't call me a racist, because that white privilege should not be thrown around like that. It was nice to meet you.
Yeah, I really need a toilet. So,
the toilet, that's a male, but you can identify, that's fine.
Yeah. I mean, I don't, but thanks for the offer.
You can.
That's great.
Can I ask you one more question on that? One more question, and then you can go toilet, male, female, depends what you identify as. A lot of this crew here, they like to attack me for the fact that I call myself a journalist, and the Australian government does, okay? But they say, you're not a real journalist. At the same time, this is the same group that says that if I want to, I can identify as a woman. So how's it easier for me to identify as a different gender than a different job? Do you see where I'm a bit confused by their ideology and thought process?
Yeah,